DP Photography here, another video, and today we're talking about, today we're talking about something that I've been wanting to do for a while now. You know, I've wanted to review the Pint X, man, and I gotta say that I finally got my hands on one. I actually found three. One of them I found had 1,500 miles on it. The girl wanted 950 bucks for it. Then I found another one where the dude said he'll take 900 and it had less miles, but finally I came across this one. 16 miles for $750. Now, if you head over to the website, you know, these things have actually done something that I've never seen happen before. You know, the new GTS just dropped, and usually when a new item drops for a company, they'll lower the prices on their old products, but this thing actually went up in price, meaning that it's costing from $1,400, now it's costing 1,500 bucks. Lucky thing for me, you know, I was scrolling on Facebook Marketplace and I actually came across one with 16 miles on it, which is basically brand new for damn near half the price, $750. Now, I did have to travel about 4 hours out of town. The person that I bought it from, they met me in the middle. They had to travel 4 hours. We came to an agreement, whatnot, and they were stoked, man. Another person that's gonna be super stoked is gonna be my 9-year-old son, because that's who I ultimately bought the board for, was my 9-year-old son. He has gotten on it. He's gotten on both of these, man, but when he tries to level on this thing right here, it doesn't always engage and whatnot. I don't have the sure start on here, but when he jumped on this, he was able to go ahead and get it balanced. You know, he rolled a little bit back and forth and whatnot right here in the kitchen. I had him learning how to bail and whatnot in the kitchen, but I haven't yet let him go on a ride because I couldn't find a helmet and all his safety gear and stuff that I know I'm gonna want him to have once he goes on it. Now, you know, I did purchase this for my son, but you know, I had to go and test it out for myself. And before I could do any of that, I actually had to open up that battery box and go ahead and dremel out the little corner and whatnot so the battery wires didn't end up getting crimped over time. I am between 190 to 200 pounds, so I didn't want to mess anything up inside. When you're comparing the Pint X to something like a GT, it doesn't stack up. You know, it doesn't stack up well. The foot pads on this thing are absolutely tiny when you compare them to this air pad with the 4mm grip tape that I got going on here. The tire, you know, I got the stock slick on here, enduro tire on here. So the stability that I'm feeling on this GT is absolutely amazing. The stability that I'm getting on this, squirrely, you know, I would have to call it Mickey Mouse, man, because it's definitely like a little play toy. Also the pushback on this thing is on another level, man. Like, the highest I've gotten the Pint X up to has been 16 miles per hour, and immediately I feel that pushback, and the pushback is so different. It's like when I hit pushback on a GT, it actually feels good. The nose tilts up a little bit and I start floating. When I hit pushback on the Pint X, it's like, no. I guess in the sense that it's gonna be for my 9-year-old, it is gonna be a great one wheel for him. Now, for myself, riding around this thing is gonna be a no-go. You know, after riding a GT for so long and feeling this power for so long, this thing is just lacking. Compared to the GT, the Pint X is Mickey Mouse, you know? It just doesn't have the power that I'm used to. I don't just want to talk bad about the thing though, man. Because, you know, I definitely feel just like the GTS has a place in the world, the Pint X has a place in the world. And that's gonna be for your lighter riders, man, you know. For a 9-year-old kid, you know, for anyone young like that, this thing is gonna be an absolute blast. It's just for me, somebody that's been spoiled by the GT with all of the upgrades and whatnot. It's just, it doesn't compare. It's nothing that I would take out for a long ride. I don't see how larger riders get on them and they really enjoy themselves. Now, when my son steps his feet on it and you know, he rocks back and forth, man, he's in heaven. He's just really loving the thing. But for me, I'm spoiled by the GT, you know, the power, the range. I'm just in love with my board. when my son got on it, you know, he felt great and whatnot. Didn't let him go far because I didn't have helmet and pads on and whatnot. And I really just wanted him to feel what it feels like to be engaged with the board and his bill a few times. You know, I had him jumping off with 2 feet and whatnot, just teaching him the basics, you know, before, you know, I take him outside and really get him going up and down the block. I'm definitely looking forward to those rides with him, man. And with him falling in love with something that I've fallen in love with, you know, which is one-wheeling and whatnot. Is it worth buying in 2023? You know, just like the GTS has a place in the world, the Pint X has a place in this world, man. And it's like, I guess it all depends on how much you weigh. If you're a lighter rider, you know, then the Pint X might just suffice. But for someone like myself, in between 190 to 200 pounds, don't go buy, you know, Pint X, man. Especially when this thing is $1,500 now, and you could actually find for sale a damn near brand new GT for the same amount of money. You know, it just don't make sense, man. Some people say they like it for the nimbleness and all of this and that, but I feel like, you know, I carve better on the GT with the Enduro tire, man. And that's just myself. I could be wrong. Like, I'm not the one-wheel expert guru, but I am someone that has ridden quite a few miles, man, and I enjoy this float life. But yeah, man, Pint X, you know, finally here. Son will definitely be happy with it. He is not as heavy as I am. And like I said, for the lighter riders, man, the Pint X might just be the one, you know, only for myself, you know, and people my size, I would suggest at least getting a GT, you know, especially right now with, you know, what's going on in the industry and whatnot, and the prices that you can damn near get almost brand new GT for. Probably be the same thing as you getting a Pint X from the company, you know, around 1,500 bucks. I know I saw a while back, Jeff Adair actually had one for 1,600 bucks, but I think since then, he done gone and slapped rails and tires and all kind of upgraded mods on that thing, so he's actually ended up raising that price. But tell me what you guys think. Have you jumped on a Pint X in 2023? Do you think it's worth $1,500, man? Or do you cross over to the GT or the GTS, you know, for that whopping $3,200, man? That 113 volt dangling carrot. And, you know, I gotta say, you know, for my last few videos, I kind of felt like a hater, you know what I mean? Because I said a lot bad about the GTS. When the fact of the matter is, man, with so many people giving it such high praise, it can't be that bad. Now, the price is definitely out of, you know, they went out of control, man. But, you know, if I was rich, you know, if I had the money, man, I would definitely be on board with grabbing one of those GTSs and just feeling that power. Not to mention the tests that I've been seeing lately, man, with people comparing the range and whatnot, it's not lacking too much. You know, they're getting 19 miles out and getting it down to about 5% and whatnot. But like always, tell me what you think. Drop it down in the comments, man. Do you think Pint X is worth it in 2023? Do you see yourself getting one, man? I got myself one, or I got my son one. Let me rephrase that. But DP as always, also known as Real Bird. Thank you guys for watching as always. And if you haven't already, go ahead and like, subscribe, ring that bell, do all the fun stuff for your boy. I'm out.